Me and my therapist clicked like immediately. It's kind of almost like we already knew each other.
Hello, 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 and welcome to the Heartfelt Clubhouse. I am your host, Baby BC, and we are joined here today with our December Man of the Month. Keith, you want to introduce yourself a little?
Hey, thank you for having me on. I appreciate the opportunity. Well, as you know, my name is Keith. I'm from Houston, Texas, 20 years old right now, about to be 21 in February. And yeah, I'm just very thankful for the opportunity.
Yes, we are so thankful to have you. How did you kind of stumble upon this opportunity?
I mean, I've been friends with you, BC, for a while now. And so I guess ever since I seen you start the whole project, I got behind it. I thought it was a very unique and thoughtful thing to do. So I thought, like I said, I've been behind it from the whole jump. So when I saw you were doing like the Man of the Month type thing, I figured, hey, why not, apply and see if I win.
Yeah, heck yeah. Well, awesome. Yeah, we're super glad to have you. And you chose to use the app Betterhelp.
Yeah.
And how was that, like the whole process, downloading, getting everything going? How did that all look for you?
It was very easy, honestly. Like I got the app downloaded within minutes, set up my profile same night, and it's actually been very useful, very helpful. They have like a whole little set of tutorial type things that walk you through the app and how to use and things like that. They have different groups. They have a lot of different. I guess they have a lot of things to offer. It was a pretty good experience with the app.
Yeah,
No.
that's awesome. And so after you like kind of go through and get your profile set up, then what happens? You have like a meeting or?
Well, after you set up your profile, you'll tell them some things about you that got you into therapy, and then after that, they have like a chat box where you can elaborate and tell them however much you want, so they can use as much stuff as possible to fit you with the best therapist that would, go with your situation and what you're going through to your life. After that, they had an option where they have different support groups and stuff that you can choose to that you can join. You don't have to, but it's up to you. They have that, and they have the schedule where once you do it, takes like 24 to 48 hours for them to pair you with a therapist. But after that, that's when you can access the schedule and go ahead and pick what time slot you want to actually have your meeting. And you can start chatting with your therapist right away.
Yeah, so there's that 24-hour waiting period, but after that, you pretty much have access to help kind of whenever you need it.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
You can chat with the therapist 24 hours a day.
Nice. That's awesome. Okay, so you've downloaded the app. How did you kind of feel prior to downloading it? Like, how does therapy kind of initially feel to you?
I mean, honestly, I never thought about having portable therapy with my phone. So I didn't even know if it would really work and things like that. So, I mean, it's all just something new. I just figured I'd give it a try.
Yeah. And was there anything that kind of made you hesitant to start therapy in the past?
I mean, I guess I just didn't. What made me hesitant was just doing it in general. Like right now, with it being on my phone, I can do it without anybody knowing. But as far as like traditional therapy, you have to go to a place, things like that. It's really kind of hard to keep it just to yourself.
Yeah. So you like that it can kind of be low key doing it from your phone.
Yeah.
Cool. And do you think that's just from, like, I mean, I know you pretty well, so I know that you're a little reserved with your emotions and you're really, you present really strong. So maybe there's that not wanting to come off as not as strong. Is that something you feel like would stop you from going to like in-person therapy?
No, I would say more. Well, I would have always liked to go to like a resort type of therapy, so like 30 days or something like that. And that's kind of always been the problem with me. So it's always kind of hard, we have to make money and pay bills. So it's kind of hard to just do that.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's awesome. Growing up, did your family ever like discuss mental health, or how did that kind of look?
Not really, not at all. We didn't really talk about that.
So this is all kind of new to you, huh?
I mean, yeah, I was growing up, I picked up on it and like looked into it and studied it on my own. But yeah, I guess it's pretty new. The big step I took on my own, yeah.
Wow, that's awesome, Keith. That's huge. Like you should be, we're gonna applaud Keith right now. Well, that's great. So you're really like stepping into a role, like breaking generational cycles of, potentially suppressing emotion. So that's really good. So you actually have had the opportunity to have your first session, right? Are you one or
Yeah.
are you two in?
I'm two in. Two
Yeah.
sessions in now, yeah.
Okay, so I know we texted a little bit before your first one, and you said, you were a little bit like excited, a little nervous. How did you feel prior to your first session?
After my first session, I felt kind of relieved. Like, I don't know, it just felt good to kind of get an opinion that wasn't biased toward, somebody being in my family or somebody who just knows me personally. So, I mean, before, I didn't really know how to feel. Like I was saying, it's my first time. So I was kind of nervous, but I was super excited to see like how it was actually going to go. A lot of people have different opinions on therapy and things like that. So I was kind of excited just to get to see it for myself. So before therapy, I was pretty excited. It was a 50-50, excited and nervous.
I always ask this for our man of the month. Did you tell anyone you were going to enter therapy?
I actually told a few of my friends like right before the first session because I was just with them. I was with them. I was like, "Yo, I'm about to do therapy right quick. I'll be right back." And they were just like, "What?"
Were they supportive of it, or were they just so taken
I
aback?
mean, they didn't really say nothing. They was like, "You doing therapy?" I was like, "Yeah." And it was like, "Oh, okay." They just brushed it off.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so then you actually had your first session. I guess going into it, did you have anything you like really wanted to get out of it?
Really, I guess just kind of like closure and just kind of like just reassurance.
Okay, awesome. And so then your first session, you got to meet your therapist. How did all of that kind of go? How did it feel?
Me and my therapist clicked like immediately. It's kind of almost like we already knew each other. From the profile pic, I didn't expect it because everybody's like professional, super professional in their profile pic. But when you actually get to meet them on the Zoom calls, like it's more real. Like we get to see each other as who we are, and it felt like she's like somebody in my family or something, somebody that I already knew. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay. So you got to meet her and kind of, get the vibes.
Mm-hmm.
And then how did that kind of go? You don't have to tell us what you talked about, but did you like hop right into it, or was it?
Yeah, we pretty much kind of hopped right into it. We
Wow.
literally kind of just like good morning, and then she was like, okay, so like what's going on? I was hop right into it kind of. It's pretty
Yeah.
smooth. It didn't feel like any pressure or anything. It felt normal.
Nice. Okay. That's really cool. So you literally got to talk to a stranger. She allowed you this space, and somehow it felt almost natural.
Exactly.
Wow. So then the session lasted what, 30 minutes?
Our sessions pretty much about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour.
Wow. Okay.
Actually, I pretty much kind of cut the first session off because I had another meeting to do after, but I'm pretty sure we kind of could have kept going. But today we went the hour and she ended up cutting it off. So yeah, I guess as long as it goes like an hour.
Cool. So you've had your second session already. And I know after the first one, we kind of touched base and you said that like it felt really good, but you still had, some stuff you wanted to get out of it. So the second session, do you feel like it's kind of like starting to snowball in the right direction?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely I do. And then like with the way I kind of booked my first session, it wasn't many days in between the first two sessions. So we kind of laughed about that. And then we'll actually get to have like a full week in between this second session and my third session. So I actually have like more time to actually, kind of think about the things we talked about and see how it plays out in real life.
Nice. So do you feel like, so at least for me, when I do therapy, it's like, regardless of how the session goes, I feel like a weight is lifted after. Did you kind of get that sense as well?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Awesome. And did she give you homework?
No, I actually didn't have homework. I didn't have homework.
Nice. Awesome. So you're just doing like a little bit.
We kind of had, I guess it was homework, but it wasn't really homework, kind of, I guess. we had some things of, I was just kind of just weighing the pros and cons of everything like that and stuff like that. So I guess it was homework.
Gotcha. So it's more of like self-reflecting and kind of
and
going
seeing how
through
everything's
it.
going. Yeah.
That's super exciting.
Yeah.
And do you think you're gonna potentially tell more people that you're stepping into therapy, or do you like keeping it to yourself?
I'll probably tell people after I'm done, tell them my experience and stuff.
Yeah, that's awesome. Have you felt any mood changes as of your first 2 sessions?
100%. I feel more relaxed, like, cause I pretty much got some stuff on my chest, so I feel, you know, a little less stressed, more like, okay, I know if this happens, I can do this. If this doesn't happen, I can do that.
Yeah, that's really exciting. Do you kind of feel that if you hadn't stepped into therapy, that maybe you wouldn't have talked about this stuff with someone?
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have. I probably would have just had to just make a rash decision, probably, rather than just getting time to think about it more and give it actually a chance, see how stuff plays out.
Yeah, and kind of have that guidance and, support through it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I think this is a great point to kind of wrap up. Do you have any calls to action to anyone who might be listening?
You're listening right now, and honestly, if you listen right now, regardless of what you're going through, regardless of how severe you think it is, if you have the thought in your mind, like, if maybe your support system isn't the best and you want to get something out and talk about it more and get a second opinion or guidance or things like that, I would say don't worry about what people will say about therapy. Like, just go try it for yourself, because you never know. You may like it, you may not like it, but you'll never know if you don't try.
Yes, that's awesome. I'm going to do a call to action of everyone should check on their parents. I think that, that generation, a lot of our parents, they really do keep their emotions to themselves. And we're kind of the ones stepping in and creating change with regard to mental health. So ask your parents how they're doing, give them that space. And honestly, that little therapy session they might need could come from you.
You're 100% right. That was a good point.
Well, Keith, thank you so much for joining us in the Clubhouse. We are beyond honored to have you as our Man of the Month.
And kings and queens, you are seen, you are heard, you are loved. Don't forget to go out there and be more heartfelt.
As always, if you or someone you know is in crisis, to speak with someone immediately, contact the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, 1-800-273-2855. That's 1-800-273-TALK. Contact Lifeline Crisis Chat or contact the National Alliance on Mental Illness, or NAMI, at 800-950-6264, or text NAMI, NAMI, to 741741. Thank you, and don't forget to be more heartfelt.